Hi everyone, Adina here with your June 2019 market update. As you can see, we have a little change in scenery. I've moved into the Oakwyn headquarters. So as you might remember, in the last month we were talking about how we started seeing an increase in activity and buyer activity and offers being written, even multiple offers, starting to make a more common occurrence. And it hadn't really shown up in the stats until then. But now with May, we do see that there was a pretty significant shift in the market in terms of buyer activity. May sales were up 44% relative to April. It was the highest selling month that we've had so far this year. Now that said, we're still down relative to last year. We're down about 7%. And compared to the 10-year sales average for the month, sales were down about 23%. It was actually the lowest selling May that we've had since the year 2000. So listings actually didn't change very much. Total inventory on the market was up about 2% relative to April, and it is still up 30% relative to last year. What's been interesting though is, so we've seen inventory kind of level out and we've seen sales increase, so it started changing the sales to active listings ratio. And where we started seeing the most significant change has actually been on the detached segment. If we start off with the west side, we see sales were up 33% relative to April. On the east side, sales of detached homes were up 88% relative to April. North Vancouver, they were up 98%, so almost double in May what they were in April. And in West Vancouver, they were up 37%. And while that doesn't sound like that much, that's actually a 43% increase versus last year. So we finally started seeing even the West Vancouver market starting to speed up again. Now in all of those markets, inventory only increased between 0 to 2%. With condos and townhomes, similar trend, although slower increase. We see that downtown sales were up 29% relative to April. On the west side, we see sales of condos and townhomes were up 48% relative to April. On the east side, that was 29% increase, and in North Vancouver, they were up 58% relative to April. And specifically with North Vancouver, May 2019 sales surpassed May 2018 sales. And in all of those markets, again, inventory was only up about between 1 to 3%. And it is very in line with what we have been seeing on the ground in the last few weeks. So let's have a look at the sales to active listings ratio. Currently for the region, it's sitting at 18%. And if we look at this broken down by the different submarkets, we see in the detached segment, it's sitting at 14%. So that's right on the cusp between a buyer's market and a balanced market. For townhomes, it's sitting at 20% and condos 21%. So that 21% is right on the cusp between a seller's market and a balanced market. If you were watching last month, we saw that inventory for condos and townhomes is up between 70 to 90% compared to last year. But we are seeing now with this increase in sales, it's starting to be absorbed and we're starting to get healthier levels of inventory. And also I want to let you know a big thank you and shout out to everyone who came out to support us for our clothing drive in support of Big Brothers. We had some awesome prizes and we just had an incredible time. We raised over 400 bags of donations for Big Brothers. We were really inspired by all the support. So we hope we could do it again for you guys soon. That's it for now. Thanks for tuning in. Catch us next month and we'll fill you in on what happened in June. Have a great rest of the month.